this is the time to call a person. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹರ್ಬಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಹರ್ಬಲೈಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜೊತೆ, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಅಂಥವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ and nutrition education at Herbalife. So please help me welcome with standing ovation, Director of Sports Performance and Nutrition Education at Herbalife, Chrissy Ledner. You are amazing. Thank you.
Get up, what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling.
I gotta hydrate after that. You guys are wild.
Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Thank you so much. Vanakkam, India. My name is Dr. Chrissy Ledner, and I am new to Herbalife. I work in the California office in America. It has always been a dream of mine to visit India, and here I am. It has also always been a dream of mine to help people around the world live long, happy, healthy, fulfilling lives. So imagine how excited I was when I found out that I would be working for the #1 nutrition company in the entire world. Incredible. And then I was told by my boss, Dr. Luigi, Chrissy, we would like you to do your first training in the #1 region of the #1 company in the entire world. And that's all because of you. You all have done such great work for an amazing company, and I'm just so happy to be here. I wanted to give you a little bit of background on myself in my medical profession before we get started. So I started in the medical field as an EMT, which stands for Emergency Medical Technician. So I worked on an ambulance, and I helped people in their most critical moments of need. And it was a very rewarding job. However, it was also difficult because I saw humans that I cared about in their most critical moments of pain and suffering. And after a while, I didn't want to see that anymore. I wanted to be a part of the solution, which led me to becoming a registered dietitian. So I worked clinically in a hospital as a registered dietitian. I also became a personal trainer, so I learned to combine nutrition with physical activity and how to use those things to create a long, happy, fulfilling life, like I spoke about. I also have my doctorate in health sciences, and my focus was specifically on how to help active people, athletes, utilize nutrition practices so that they were getting the most out of their physical activity. So that is what I am here to do today, is to help you all learn about physical activity, the importance of it, and then of course how to take nutrition and Herbalife products to enhance your physical activity routine. Okay, are we ready? All right, I heard like one whistle. We gotta do that again. Are we ready, India? Okay. Wow, that was a good one. I'm gonna hold you to that bar, okay? So let's get started. I'm gonna have my clicker work here. Oops, let's go back a couple. Slight delay in the clicker, but we'll get there. Okay, so as Herbalife, our vision is to be the premier health and wellness company globally. And while we're that, we want to hold on to it. And that means every single one of you living and practicing these and educating others to do the same. And in order to do this, we have a global nutrition philosophy that I'm going to break down here. But really, it comes down to taking the most difficult to understand cellular science and research. We have our medical doctors, we have our PhDs, we have our dietitians, looking through the research and making sure that these recommendations are what we are utilizing. And then we combine that with individual needs. So what does an individual human need? What works for me is not what's gonna work for you or for your family or for your friend. The whole point is that we're individualizing. And in order to do that, we have our global nutrition philosophy. And we could spend a whole presentation on this, but in essence, we're looking at having at least 40% of your daily caloric needs are gonna come from carbohydrates. They are the fuel source for your body. We have up to 30% from fats, and then another 30% from your protein. But we don't stop there. We don't just stop at nutrition because we're about the whole body, right? And so we're going to include vitamins, minerals, fiber, hydration. And then we're also going to include rest. The body needs rest in order to recover and utilize the nutrients you gave it. And then we have exercise, which is what we're going to talk about today. So that's where we have one of these, what we call a mega health trend. A big trend going on in health right now. And specifically for India, the WHO, or the World Health Organization, they have conducted a lot of research and found that throughout India, physical inactivity, or not moving your body enough, is on the rise. So India has ranked 12th of physical inactivity out of 195 countries. So we want to try to get off that list, or at least get lower on the list, right? And an issue that we're finding is that it's on the rise. So from 2000 to 2022, this has increased quite a bit. So this problem isn't going away, it's actually getting worse. So what is it that we can do? Let's take some looks at this. And the issues that we're seeing with physical inactivity, it's not just for one age group. This spans generations. So depending on your age, this is gonna affect everyone in your family, your parents, your kiddos, your grandkiddos. So we really wanna make sure that we're paying attention. For the Gen Z population, so the young adult population, we have about 25 to 60% of physical inactivity. And why is this? Well, for this generation specifically, it's mostly gonna come from a lot of screen time. We have phones, we have tablets, we have video games, maybe we have social events that are not scheduled around activities or sports. And then for the millennial population, over 50% are inactive. That's also a very high percent. That's very significant. And for this population, we're looking more at their age. They are in their careers. They're trying to support a family, perhaps. And it's hard. You're working long hours from morning all the way to evening. Maybe you're spending a lot of time in traffic. There's not a lot of time or energy left to give us activity time. And then we have the older generation of the boomers above the millennials, and this is over 63% of physical inactivity. And the older we get, the harder it is to implement activity routines unless it has already been a part of our routine. That doesn't mean that it's too late. You can always start anytime, small steps, small changes. And at the same time, we want to do it as soon as we can so we can make it a part of our routine. So the WHO, again, the World Health Organization, they define physical activity pretty broadly. This is really any bodily movement that is produced by your skeletal muscles, the muscles that you have control over, that require your body to expend energy. And that's actually really good news because it's so broad. That means that a lot of different things can fit in there, which means you have a lot of options to add in activity. And so we're going to go through just a few of those today. We have a type of activity called aerobic. And it's called aerobic because it requires oxygen when we're making energy for our body. But these are going to be like endurance type activities. So running, fast walking, swimming, okay? However, maybe you don't have time for those specific things or access to an area that you can do those things. You can also do some gardening. You can play with your kids or your grandkids. If you have a pet, you could walk your dog in the park. So there's other ways that you can implement this as well into your daily life that aren't such a big jump. Oops, I went too fast. And then we're going to have muscle strengthening activities. Let me get back to that one so you can follow with me. Muscle strengthening activities are those that require force of the muscle. So generally, I think of like push-ups or sit-ups or squats. However, you don't have to have a machine or a gym to do these things. You can do body weight stuff at home as well. This also includes dancing or climbing stairs. So again, there's a lot of things you can do in your daily life to get these in, even if you don't have access or time to a facility where these are more prominent. And then lastly, we have bone strengthening activities, and these are so important because the older we get, the less our body spends time recreating our bone. Okay, so this is going to be similar to the muscle strengthening activity. However, we're adding an impact. An impact is when we're putting force on the body, and we're telling our body, hey, I'm using these bones, they need to be strong, so please keep reproducing this bone, and don't forget about it. So similarly, this could be running or jumping, fast walking, climbing stairs, dancing. And I've said dancing a few times, and dancing gives you all three of these things, and it's really fun. So if you want to start dancing, that's a great way to get all of this in. But what happens if we're not active? So we know there's benefits to activity, but what are the problems if we're physically inactive? We're not moving enough. These are just a few, but we're going to have the risk of higher body fat percentage, okay, which brings us to obesity. When we're not moving as much and we're taking in more nutrition, that leads to a higher body fat percentage. We also have impaired respiration, meaning that when our body breathes in the oxygen from our surroundings, it's not as efficient at turning that into energy and exhaling. And then we have poor cardiac health. So our heart, which is responsible for sending nutrients and immune cells and everything all around the body. And then also remember, our heart is a muscle, so we want to exercise that muscle as well. And then lastly, we have mental health. So exercise and activity are correlated with improved mental health, and that means less stress overall. You can have improved mental health practices, whether it be mindfulness, anxiety, depression, there is a high correlation of these. And so that's an improvement of the whole human, right? We're not just looking at the physical, we're looking at the whole human in the terms of wellness. So that's really important. All right, let's go ahead and move on to another trend, and that is fatigue. I feel this one quite a bit. I think we're all really busy. We're always trying to do something in our lives, go, go, go. And so we have fatigue, which makes it hard to focus, to stay alert, to remember all the things we need to be doing. And that can really catch up to us. Interestingly, though, a higher body mass index, a BMI, which also you can think of as a higher body fat percentage, just like we spoke about with obesity, that is very highly correlated with fatigue. And interestingly, we just spoke about this, right? So we have a higher body fat mass correlated to fatigue, and we also have a high body fat mass correlated to physical inactivity. So all three of these things are really coming together. And so if we can really target at least one of those, the physical activity component, then we have a really good game plan to focus on our body fat percentage, getting that BMI down, and also improving our levels of fatigue. Going to the next one, there we go. So why is this important? Well, there's several reasons, and we're gonna get to that. Once the screen keeps up with me, there we go. All right, so we wanna, again, like I mentioned, combine exercise and nutrition, right? That's what I'm here for, that's what I love. I like to say they're best friends. They go everywhere together, they do everything together, we gotta keep them together. And of your overall health status, about 80% of your overall health status is going to be determined by your health practices, whereas 20% is gonna come from your physical activity, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that we ignore the physical activity because it's only 20%. We gotta think, okay, what is it about that 20%? That 20% is giving you independence to move freely. It's giving you capability to do all the things you love in your life. Hobbies, hanging out with friends and family, right? So that is so important, and it's also giving you the ability for a lifespan of capability and living a long, happy, healthy life. Now, we recommend 150 minutes per week of physical activity, just like the ones we talked about. And if you break that down to about 5 days a week, 2 days of rest, that comes out to 30 minutes per day. 30 minutes minimum, 5 days per week. And there's also some really cool research that supports the idea that it doesn't have to be in one 30-minute setting. It could be 3 10-minute walks throughout the day. So maybe in the morning you're able to do 20 minutes of walking, and maybe in the evening you can do 10 more minutes of strength training. A lot of different ways this can fit because not one size fits all. And that also goes for nutrition. So when it comes to your protein needs, an 85-kilogram individual is not gonna need the same amount of protein as a 50-kilogram individual. We individualize all of this, which is why it's so important and why we all need you, because you're talking to the individual and bringing them in and letting them know, I care about your individual nutrition and your individual needs. And it doesn't have to look the same as mine or anyone else's. So this is just an example of a range of protein per day for these two individual examples. Okay, so we have a little example here. We have a couple. They have their sweatbands on, so they're clearly working out. They're trying to get in that 150 minutes a week of physical activity. However, they're kind of missing out on that 80%, right, that we were talking about, the daily balanced nutrition practices. They're eating a lot of nutrient-dense convenience foods, fast foods. And I'm gonna do my best here to pronounce these. but it could be some bonda, or maybe some bhaji. Yeah, did I say those right? Okay, so we want to get away from that because we spent so much time putting in the effort. We want to make sure that we're helping out. So would we do option 1 or maybe option 2? What do you think? Okay, I'm hearing more cheers for option 2, and good thing because I agree, option 2. Yeah. And why is that? So we want to explain why, all right? And there's several reasons, but I'm just gonna touch on a few here for you. So 1, those convenience fast food items, they're quick and convenient. But guess what's quicker and more convenient? This is in your home. This is in the car, as long as you're not driving. This is in the office. This is anywhere, right? And then in addition to that, we know what we're getting. We know that we're getting balanced nutrition with all the vitamins, minerals, fiber, that global nutrition philosophy that we have that's already packaged for you. In addition to that, you know the calories you're getting. And this is so important when it comes to energy balance, meaning how much you take in versus how much you expend. This is a big part of the body fat percentage that we were speaking to earlier. And another beautiful thing is that in addition to a meal shake, we have so many options that span throughout the whole day. So regardless of the individual you're working with, you have the products to help them throughout their day, throughout their week. Maybe the weekday is different than the weekend. We have that for them, okay? So we have a complete nutrition option. All right, we're gonna do a quick little case study. Please meet Rahul. Rahul is a 32-year-old software engineer, and he loves to work out. He's gotten his gym routine down. He's going in 5 days a week, a minimum of 30 minutes. He's doing a mix of aerobic and muscle strengthening and bone strengthening. He's doing everything he needs. However, Rahul has heard that it's really important to have a very high-quality protein after his workout. But he doesn't know what he could have. But I feel like some of you may know. What would you suggest for Rahul? Any ideas? Give it to me. Yeah, okay, I heard it. Rebuild strength, yes? I love rebuild strength. I have had this every single day since I've been here, and then at home, I also have it. It's delicious, especially this chocolate flavor. But why is this so great? Well, this is gonna have 24 grams of both whey and casein proteins. So they both do the same job, they just do them at different rates. So whey protein absorbs really fast, and so it repairs really fast. Whereas casein is a different source of protein, and it absorbs over a longer period of time. And that's great, that's exactly what we want, because after exercise, we want to have quick repair, but we also want to have longer sustained repair. So blending these two together is prime. That's exactly what we want. In addition to that, we have 18 grams of rapid releasing carbohydrates. And this is incredibly important because when we're exercising, we are depleting the energy stores of our muscles, including our heart. Everything requires energy, and these come from carbohydrates. And we don't want to just have one good workout and then feel exhausted or fatigued, right, the rest of the week. We want to be able to keep going back and have that routine where we're, again, I'm going to keep saying it, a minimum of 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And if we only get through 2 days a week and then we're tired because we didn't have enough energy, well, that could be one of the causes. And this has a protein to carbohydrate ratio of 1.5 grams of protein to 1 gram of carbohydrates. And you can play around with this. You can individualize this as well, because you can add a milk source if you want to add more protein or carbohydrates. You can also add fruit. frozen fruit. You could add personalized protein powder to increase the protein amount. So this is a great source on its own, or you could add to it and individualize even further. Okay, we're gonna go back to Rahul for just a second because he told me one more thing. He said, hey, I'm feeling really tired. I'm doing everything you told me to do, but I'm exhausted. I'm feeling this fatigue, not only in my workouts, but also when I'm done work for the day and I'm going to these social events. So I think we'll come back to Rahul. But if you guys have any ideas, maybe like keep it in your head. We'll come back and we'll tell Rahul some ideas of how he could get a really great sustained energy source, okay? I think you guys already have some ideas. All right, do you need to wait until you're thirsty to be drinking? No, we want to drink throughout the day. We want to make sure that we're taking sips of water or whatever it be. We need that fluid throughout the day. I like to remind people that thirst, especially that extreme thirst, that's a late sign of thirst. That's your body saying, hey, it's past time. I really need to be drinking something. So remember that hydration is just like oil in the engine of a car. It helps lubricate, it helps deliver nutrients, it keeps everything running smoothly and efficiently. It also helps maintain energy levels, it regulates body temperature, because fluid, water, is a conductor of heat, meaning it absorbs heat, and it helps bring it out into the environment, such as through sweat. It also supports brain function. Our brain has a very high mass of water, so we need proper thinking to happen with our fluids. And then it also helps transport immune cells throughout our blood. Just a few examples of why it's so important to stay hydrated. So if somebody was feeling like they were dehydrated often or they really weren't getting enough fluids, what's something you may recommend for them? Oh, okay, I heard it. Let's see if you agree with me here. Would it potentially be, let's see if the screen agrees with me as well. Hydrate? Yeah? This is such an incredible option. Not only is it convenient, you can throw them in your bag or your pocket, you can bring it anywhere, but it really helps replace your body with bioavailable electrolytes. And bioavailable is a fancy big word that really means your body knows how to absorb it and utilize it really well. Okay? And those are going to include both essential B vitamins and vitamin C, as well as electrolytes like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and sodium. All very important, and many of these are lost through our sweat. And remember, we don't just sweat when we're working out. We can sweat because of the environment, or if we're nervous, or just in the hustle of the day. So this isn't only for working out. Okay, another fun product I like to make sure we're talking about contains L-arginine. Any ideas? Yeah, okay. I'm like watching the lips. Nightworks, wonderful product. So L-arginine is an amino acid, and that's just a building block of proteins. Amino acids come together and they create a protein, okay? And one of those is a compound called nitric oxide. And this is a very powerful molecule that works in our body to give us more blood flow, which is really important when we're exercising. So an example of this, we have a blood vessel here and then a larger blood vessel. And when you have nitric oxide in your system, it's going to do something called vasodilate, which again, it's a fancy word for it's going to open your blood vessels naturally. And that allows more blood to go through, which means you have more hydration. It means you have more oxygen through those red blood cells, and it means you have more nutrients, and all of these are going to your working muscles as well as your brain. And this is really helpful when we have high performance activity because it means that you can go longer and you can push a little harder. Okay, we're gonna move on to caffeine. The International Society of Sport Nutrition has a position stand, so they had a lot of experts come in and make a decision on caffeine, and they recommend 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight before movement, which has shown to increase muscular strength, endurance, things like jumping, aerobic and anaerobic activities, so all those things we talked about before. So caffeine is a very well-studied compound, and it's definitely well-studied when it comes to research. So if you're looking for a little boost of caffeine, well, Herbalife has got you covered. We have a couple notable products for you that we're going to look into. So first, we cannot leave out a fresh. We love a fresh. I have been indulging in some Afresh. I specifically love the ginger flavor. It's got some good spice to it as well. We also have Herbal Control. And then well, wait a second, there's another one on there. There's another one that contains caffeine. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. But it looks like there's a third one. Let's get back to Afresh. Afresh is so great. You can have it any time of day. You can have it hot. You can have it cold. There's so many different flavors. I can't even choose between them. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about caffeine and energy, but we want to think, well, what's the point of energy? What is this that we're getting? Well, it's not just about workouts. It's, of course, that's important. We're talking about a lot about that, but we also want to think, okay, we're working hard throughout the day. That's a time you could utilize this as well. Or maybe you're going out for a social event. And I want you to remember, too, that our brain uses so much energy, so many calories. When we say energy, we're really thinking calories in this sense. The brain uses about 20% of the calories you eat a day. That's quite a bit. And it's thinking and it's moving, it's telling everything what to do when you're awake as well as when you're asleep. And when we get to that point of fatigue, our brain is gonna switch on like that generator when the power goes out in your home. It's your backup system. And that might leave us making some poor decisions, some quick decisions. We're gonna reach for something quick and easy. And oftentimes that could be a sugary sweetened beverage, such as a soda or a juice. And they're not going to give you that sustained energy that we're looking for, that alertness, that feeling of calmness. That's what we want. And then we also want to think about how this affects us throughout the day. We need something that's going to help us sustained throughout the day. Because again, we are living a very fast-paced life. We need more energy. We need to feel alert and focused so we can be present and enjoy our life. This modern life, we are constantly dialed in. We have phones, we have emails, we have people needing things from us. We don't get a lot of time to ourselves and to enjoy life, which puts us at risk of burnout, mental fatigue. We get short attention spans. And one thing I like to point out quite a bit is the difficulty to stay present in your life. And it's so important to me that I help people stay present because it means so much that we are remembering all of the good times we're having. What is this life? What is all the purpose of this if we're not enjoying the times and the people we're with? We don't want to look back on our life and be like, I don't remember. I was so busy. I don't remember that vacation or that outing or even that meeting. We want to be present and we want to enjoy our time with our friends and our family. That is what energy is about, and that comes through nutrition. Interestingly, did you know that of consumers who are in the health and wellness market, their number one request is looking for something to help them with their energy levels? So this gives us a really good place to come in and say, hey, I have some ideas for you. I know how energy works, and I know what I can give you to help. Well, so, you didn't see that. We don't know what that is. So we're going to talk about something essential in our everyday lives. because I heard that India has a goal for this year. And we're, maybe even a mission. It's your purpose, right? It's something about your road to 2 billion. Yeah? Are you trying to get to 2 billion? Am I correct in that? Well, the lights changed, so that has to be true. So to fuel your mission, we're gonna bring out something very special today. Something that's gonna help you with your everyday lives, your routine, your energy, to get you to that 2 billion that you're all aiming for. And to take us further on this exciting mission, please stand up, clap your hands, and help me welcome to the stage, Rakesh.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ 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 ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಹವಾ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ
Hey!
தமிழ் மக்களே கொஞ்சம் சத்தம் போடுங்க ఎలా ఉన్నారు బాగున్నారా నాటిల్ ఎవడ సుగుమానో one question, important question, have you had your shake today? No. This is not how you give me a response. The entire country is powered on with our shake. Neevantu double power torsbeku. When I ask you, have you had your shake today? I want everyone to give me a loud and clear response by putting both your hands up in the air. Have you had your shake today?
Yay!
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chrissy, for having me over. But before we let you go, we need to check the energy in the room.
Definitely.
And that we're going to do over what I call the Herbalife EQ check. That is energy quotient check. Right here on our screens, num screens mele, ee energy meters ivaga barutte, okay? And the more the power you put into your cheer, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ನೀವು cheer ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಕಿರ್ಚ್ತಿರೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಎவ்வளோ சத்தம் போட்டு நீங்க cheer பண்றீங்க, that's how many the bars will go up on the energy meter. And this is how we're going to do it, Chrissy. When we say, let's go, you will all together say, Herbalife. Remember in the morning how we did it? The word is split into 3 parts. Herbalife with clap. Okay? We're going to do this together. Are we ready? Let me see all your hands up. All your hands up. Ready to clap, okay? Ready to clap. Hold on. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Hey. You got to be clear. You got to be sharp. Herbalife. That's how you got to do it, okay? The energy bar has gone up to 20. We got to move it a little more, okay? Let's go. Let's go! Oh, it's gone up to 40. It's gone up to 50. We need to push it a little more. See, the plan is very simple. We got to break the energy meter. I want an energy explosion here.
Yeah.
We're going to do it one last time. Chrissy, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go! Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chrissy. I'm going to have you back in some time. All right then. Banni matte ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬೊಂಬಾಟ್ ಭರ್ಜರಿ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೂ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೋಣ. All right? Let's switch on the action mode and karte hain kuch high voltage, high octane banger. Are we ready for this? Okay. ಇದಂತೂ ಒಂದು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Just imagine that you are a spaceship. Okay na? You are a spaceship that fuels up and powers on this journey of ours that reaches and takes us to 2 billion. All right? And how do we do this? Just like every part of the spaceship comes together to launch it, similarly every part of Herbalife community together will now come together to kind of power this entire journey that leads us to 2 billion. So let's do this together. Every single team here will now become a part of this Herbalife spaceship which we are going to build right here, right now. Yes, and how do we build this? I'm going to send these energy masters into each of the stands. You just need to follow their energy move. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋಶಿಂದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಶಿಂದ, ಎಷ್ಟು power ಇಂದ, punch ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಆ energy move ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, that sooner your spaceship will build here. Your part of the spaceship will build here. Now I want everyone to sit down. Everyone sit down. Sit down. Okay, we're going to start off with the foundation of the spaceship, of the Herbalife spaceship, which is the launch pad. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಪವರ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹರ್ಬಲ್ ಲೈಫ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಟೀಮ್. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಜನರಲ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಯಾ, ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡೋ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮೂವ್ನ ನೀವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಜೋಶಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಹೋಶಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಯೋರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಶಿಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಸೂನರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ. 3, 2, 1. General team, follow, follow, follow. Come on. Clap, clap,
And that's
clap,
how it is now.
clap. General team.
Rocking it now.
Yeah, stand up, stand up.
All night long.
Yeah,
All night
yeah,
long now.
yeah, yeah.
You better dip on the dance floor now.
Jump,
Get on that middle
jump,
now.
jump, jump.
I'ma say, booyah.
Hey, 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 hey. Bantu, Bantu, Bantu. Congratulations, General Team. You have successfully created your part. ನಿಮ್ಮ launch pad ಅಂತೂ ready ಆಗಿದೆ. Now let's move on to the next part. And the next part is a very important part because it is the driver engine. Now to build this part, I'm going to get those people, that team that drive the growth at Herbalife. ಅದು ಯಾವ ಟೀಮ್ ಅದು? ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ ಟೀಮ್. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ ಟೀಮ್. All the Getians, get up, get up, get up. Nam energy masters alidare. Make sure you put in a lot of punch and energy so that your part builds up sooner. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, start. Clap, 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 clap. Go, 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 go. Ho! 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 Super! Build ಆಯ್ತು. Congratulations, Get Team. You have successfully built your part of the spaceship. Now, ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿಗೂ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗೂ, the energy boosters, the power boosters is very, very important for it to take it forward. Okay? So we are going to add those power boosters to Nama Herbalife spaceship. And to add that, I'm going to get the energy boosters of Herbalife. Our Yaru, where is Nama Millionaire team? What are my VIP qualifiers? Where are the HPL qualifiers? Yet Nintkoli, Nintkoli, stand up, stand up, stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up, country. Stand up, stand up, stand up. You got to build the next part, and it starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Build on, build on, build on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Parle, parle, parle. Your part is coming up. Bantu country. One the chicken. Sama, welli podam, welli podam. Wow! You have successfully added the energy boosters. Absolutely, racha, racha, velipodam. Fantastic. Now, coming to the most important part, which is the tip, the top, the nose of the spaceship. ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ದ ವೇ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೂ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್? ನಮ್ಮ ಗೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹರ್ಬಲ್ ಲೈಫ್, ದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ. You will build now the most important part of the spaceship, the Herbalife spaceship. You got to follow Nama Energy Masters, and the faster you do it, the sooner it builds. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Hands up, hands up.
Turn up the speakers.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Superb! Superb, superb. Now, officially, the Herbalife spaceship has been built by you people. Iga. Important is, you can't just build a spaceship. Idana launch madbekalla. You got to lift it off, right? So we're going to do this right here, right now. And this spaceship can be launched only with real energy from a real energy source. Namma real energy source yaru? Neevu. right? So everybody, the Gets team, the general team, Millionaire VIP, HPL, Chairman's Club, everyone together. You got to feel this. Idina real style madana. When I move my hand from down, right, up, your voice also needs to go with oh, okay? And everyone, I want everyone in the hall to do this. Only then this fuels up. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and kai nodi. Let's go. Oh, joragi, 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 joragi. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Initializing launch sequence. Herbalife spaceship. Integrity. Stable. Energy levels. Awesome. Checking all launch parameters. Mission control. Liftoff to launch. Energy core. Caffeine. Check. Botanical booster. Alpina galanga. Check. Vitamin shield. Vitamin C. Check. B-complex support. Stabilized. Check. Sugar levels. Negative. 0 added sugar. Flavor ignition. Refreshing watermelon. Engaged. Check. Analyzing target groups. Youth, university students, gamers, fitness enthusiasts, working professionals, partygoers, busy moms. Opportunity unlimited. Status activated. Target course range 18 plus light years. All target groups engaged. System ready for launch. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the final countdown.
Banimata, let's do the countdown together. Everybody.
Going. Keep going. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
There it is! There it is! There it is! Barley, 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 shabda barley! Hands up! Hands up! Finally, here it is!
Left it on, left it on. It's time to go, get going, get moving, get brewing. Get going from left to right. Ride and slide to reach the sky. It's time to go. Get going, get moving, get brewing, and get going. Lift it on. Get going, get going, get going.
Come on, come on, come on!
Get moving, get brewing, and
Presenting
get going.
Herbalife Lift Off!
Lift it on.
And this is what gets you going! Keeps you going!
Get going.
Come on, shabda barley, shabda barley, shabda barley!
That is a big liftoff. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I don't know if you've had this yet, but I have, and it is incredible. Absolutely amazing. Not just in size, but in taste. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit about this amazing big product, yeah? Our liftoff friend is gonna go. Oh, I'm so excited for this. We have liftoff in the States. We do not have watermelon. Very jealous of. It is delicious. It tastes amazing, but it also smells amazing. So let's talk a little bit about this. This is a simple solution for quick energy, help you with the feelings of alertness and the feelings of calmness. It's also an effervescent fluid, so it's bubbly and fizzy and light, yeah? And let's talk about some of the key ingredients here, okay? Gotta get photos first. Hey. So we have caffeine. We have a proprietary extract called Alpinia galanga. We have B vitamins, which help with normal metabolic processes. These are so important for your normal body functions throughout the day. And we also have vitamin C, which along with certain B vitamins, this is going to act as an antioxidant, which is super important. It fights something called a free radical, and these do normal cellular damage in your body. So when we have an antioxidant, we can fight those off. And we want to have those daily, because we have daily needs for those. So this is going to provide 80 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Again, that's going to help increase the feelings of alertness and calmness. And it also helps with thermogenesis, which is a big word. It's saying that it's going to increase the heat of your body, which increases the cellular metabolism of your body, which means it burns energy. It's clinically shown to help consistent improvement in the feeling of calmness and alertness. Everything we talked about today, the fatigue, the constant go, go, go of life, we finally have an answer. And again, we have those B vitamins, vitamin C, that help with regular metabolic processes that we need every single day. This has 0 added sugar, so we're not doing those quick, easy to grab drinks that have high sugar content and take us away from our nutrition and health goals. We have something to replace that with. And again, it is the most delicious watermelon flavor that I absolutely love. So we recommend 1 serving a day, so 1 sachet a day for adults 18 years and older. And to make it super simple, you open it, you pour it into a cup, an empty cup, and then you're going to add about 240 milliliters or 1 cup of cold water. Give it a little stir, it'll bubble up for you. And if you would like, you can add some ice and a straw, but you don't have to. You just go ahead and drink it there if you want. I'm gonna take a break because I actually really want some right now. Yeah, hang on, give me a minute. I need this. Oh my gosh, it's seriously so good. It's so good. I need to finish this presentation, but I really just want to focus on this liftoff. Okay, so another incredible thing, we've been talking about physical activity, and yes, this can help give you that energy before your workout, during your workout, but it can help with so many other things too. So there's so many possibilities for liftoff. It's not just for your exercise. It's precisely calibrated carbonated, gives you a really crisp, refreshing drink, okay? So let's talk about some times that maybe you could utilize this. Of course, we have the workouts, the gym goers, the sports enthusiast. I actually take a lift off about 30 minutes before I go on a run. It helps get me excited and ready to go. I notice a huge difference from when I take liftoff versus when I don't. However, there's days where I'm on my rest day and I'm not working out, and I still utilize a liftoff. You can have it any time of day. Remember that one serving a day. You could take it at work. You could take it for a social event. Maybe if you are a student and you're studying and you have a big paper due, you could take it then as well. There's also some other options. If you're looking for a little higher caffeine content, you can mix it with a fresh. Specifically, the ginger flavor works very well. We have some fresh fans. I like it. You could also combine it with herbal control. This would give you a total of about 162 milligrams of caffeine. So there's many possibilities for here as well. Okay, so we're thinking, where does liftoff fit throughout the day? Well, this is just one example, because remember, we are individualizing, personalizing nutrition. So this is one example of where liftoff could come in. We've talked a lot about workouts or evening times if you're out on a social event. It could also fit in the morning. So maybe you have your shake in the morning, you know you're having lunch, a little later of a lunch, you need something to get you through. Maybe you have a really long meeting, maybe you have a long commute, maybe you didn't sleep well that night, or maybe you just need something to look forward to. This is an incredible option that you could have in that mid-morning time. And then of course we have products to help you throughout the day as well. So find your way to utilize liftoff. Okay, we're gonna show a quick little video that's just going to recap everything that I just explained to you. Sometimes it's fun to see it in a video and hear it differently as well. So let's go ahead and roll the video, please. All right. That gave me a second to enjoy my own liftoff. So this is ready for you. You can go ahead and purchase it on the Herbalife portal. I promise you these are going to sell so well. I love them so much. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here presenting. It actually is my favorite product. And again, I'm newer to Herbalife. But when they asked me for my bio, Chrissy, what's some of your favorite products that we could put in there? The first thing I said was liftoff. So I am just incredibly excited to be here and present this because it sells itself. It is so good, but then when you look at the ingredients, it truly is something special that anyone can use. All right, so we got all of that. I want to take a little moment. Oh, thank you so much. I want to thank you all so much for having me in your incredible country, for being so welcoming, for having me come and train. I'm already planning my next trip back. I hope to see some of you tonight at the qualifiers party. And have a lovely time. And again, live your best life. Thank you so much.